Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. The list of states with reported mystery drone sightings is growing. New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Virginia, Ohio, even possibly Missouri. Now local police say they're trying to investigate the aircraft, but don't have the authority to counter them. That could change under proposed legislation. Amy Kiley has more.
We need from Congress additional authorities to address the drone situation.
Calls are growing for new federal legislation to address drones. That's as several northeastern states now report unexplained sightings.
It can't be the Wild West of drones out there in Jersey or anywhere else.
The Homeland Security Secretary says he has deployed technology and personnel to New Jersey. That's where the reports began. New Jersey State Police are trying to track the aircraft, but only certain federal agencies have the authority to shoot them down.
We want state and local authorities to also have the ability to counter drone activity under federal supervision.
Democrats appear to support letting police do more about drones with limitations. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's going to co-sponsor legislation to, quote, give local law enforcement more tools for drone detection. Some Republicans say they're frustrated the public isn't receiving more information about recent sightings. Federal officials say they have no evidence of a safety or security risk. But President-elect Donald Trump's pick for national security advisor says the drones show gaps between agencies.
We need to take a hard look at our homeland defenses. We need to have an all-of-the-above protection of U.S. airspace.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
It's expected to be a warmer than normal Monday around Nebraska, but a cooler morning led to slippery roads again. These images show highways around northeast Nebraska Monday morning. The National Weather Service says freezing fog overnight accumulated on highways, disrupting the start of the week. There were multiple reports of crashes, including a crash on Highway 77 near South Sioux City that blocked a lane of traffic for hours, and another crash near Battle Creek on Highway 275 that resulted in at least one person being transported to the hospital. The South Sioux City School District also delayed the start of classes by 2 hours to let the ice thaw. Now, this year on track to be the hottest in recorded history. That's according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Although the year's not yet over, NOAA said between January and November, temperatures were 2.3 degrees higher than the 20th century average. The high mark also breaks the previous peak set last year, the latest signal that perhaps climate change is worsening. Last month continued the streak of record warm temperatures. NOAA saying that this November, the planet's second warmest in recorded history. The warmest November ever was just last year. A leading consumer publication, meanwhile, says electric vehicles starting to gain ground on gas-powered cars when it comes to reliability. However, an expert in Nebraska says there's still an information gap while also trying to highlight improved technology. The new reliability survey from Consumer Reports found that EV owners reported 42% more problems than gas-only cars. That's actually better. Compares to nearly 80% from the previous survey. The EV experts say the batteries are better than they used to be, potentially easing concerns about them performing in colder climates.
Batteries have improved a lot over the last 10, 15 years, a huge amount. They are continuing to improve.
Dissecting issues like reliability often coincides with measuring sales of electric vehicles. Cox says he was one of the first EV owners in Nebraska, a state that still lags behind many others when it comes to purchases.
So I think that as people understand more about electric cars, that they're going to be more useful almost everywhere.
Nationally, researchers say there are numerous issues still to be sorted out in building up a strong charging network. That includes drivers encountering broken charging equipment and the need for the sites to be maintained. Well, there's a new way to shop that is gaining in popularity. More Americans are using buy now, pay later services. Some people turning to this plan to avoid accumulating massive credit card debt. More and more retailers are adopting what's known as BNPL. A new report shows on Cyber Monday, consumers spent nearly $1 billion using Buy Now, Pay Later, a record amount for a single day. Analysts say BNPL spending in the U.S. is up this year. Last year, consumers spent more than $75 billion, up from $65 billion in 2022. Now, experts caution that while these services can offer flexibility, they also carry financial risks, especially if consumers miss on paying back what they owe. A multi-million-dollar construction project at Norfolk Middle School getting closer to completion, and as Hanky Hazelton reports, district officials say it's a move all about increasing safety.
This new addition will house a secured entrance that will provide an extra level of safety and security for all of the students and staff, as well as an extended administration space right off of that secured entrance, so any families or parents that need to visit the school won't have to maneuver through the existing building to reach the admin area.
In the existing area where the admin building is located, they will be renovating it into 5 additional classrooms.
We are also going to be renovating the bathrooms that are just off of the commons area in the existing building, because those have kind of been a source of pain for the school for quite a few years.
Another big need was for the music department. Between the band and the orchestra, the middle school has about 232 students, which was getting a bit crowded.
The second floor of this addition is going to have a new state-of-the-art band and choir room that are much larger than the current classrooms that are allocated for those departments.
As for the exterior, the south side parking lot where construction is currently located and I am standing, they will be adding 13 new parking spaces, as well as doubling the amount of handicap spaces for all families to access, but that's just one of many outside things that they will be adding.
We're going to be doing some general facade improvements around the entirety of the existing building, and we're also going to be replacing all of the gutters and downspouts around the existing building with new material that's more of like a creamy tannish color to kind of be more cohesive with the new EFIS system that we just installed.
As for the whopping $6,680,000 being spent, Amy Brown says you can't put a price on protecting students.
We are the only building in the district without a safe and secure entrance, and it's very important that we provide that for our students here in our community. And we also need to keep up with the growing needs of our students in space and adding classrooms for them to be able to learn.
In Norfolk, Hanky Hazelton, News Channel, Nebraska.
And finally, Nebraska volleyball and the Final Four have gone hand in hand over the past decade. Big Red now making their 7th appearance in the last 10 years in the last weekend of the season. Once again, Jake Bartecki recaps another accomplishment for the Huskers from inside the Bob Devaney Sports Center.
Nebraska's run for the Roses began all the way back in August, but now the race for that coveted national championship has come down to the final stretch as the Huskers are heading to Louisville and to the Final Four for the 2nd year in a row. Nebraska punches their ticket to the national semifinals after a statement 3rd sweep of the Wisconsin Badgers on the season, but none bigger than Sunday's sweep in the Elite Eight as the Huskers get one step closer to avenging last year's national championship loss and lifting the trophy.
Obviously, we've had a goal to get back to the Final Four, and we achieved that goal, but the job's not done.
Dude, we've been wanting this so bad, and after last season, it's been on my mind, honestly, since, what day was it, December 17th last year? It's been on my mind since we lost. So it feels good that I'm now, in distance speaking, I'm closer to the actual trophy, and so it means everything, to be honest, yeah.
Nebraska won the match by set scores of 26-24, 25-17, and 25-21. The Huskers held the Badgers to a 126 hitting percentage and recorded 19 blocks, even wrapping up the final point with a Harper Murray-Andy Jackson combo rejection. The Huskers already swept the Badgers twice in the regular season, and the old saying in sports is it's tough to beat a team 3 times, but for Merritt Beeson, who ends her career at the Devaney Center 43-0, Huskers were hearing none of that.
I mean, there was so much talk about playing a team for the third time, whatever, but I mean, on the flip side of it, when you play a team for the third time, you kind of know them like the back of your hand, and there were a few changes that we had to kind of adapt to early on. It was a little bit different from the last few times we played them, but I thought we adapted really well on the fly and just made sure that we were taking care of our side of the net, and I think that's what ultimately won us that match.
The atmosphere on Sunday at the Devaney Center is one that'll be remembered for many years to come. Deafening at times, willing the Huskers to a win.
I asked our crowd to will us, and I'm not sure I've heard the Devaney this loud for this long, every point, and so thanks to our crowd, they were unbelievable today.
And Husker Nation always shows out for Wisconsin, Penn State, Purdue, you name it, any really big competitive team, and especially when a lot's on the line, Husker Nation is so in tune with it. So it was really cool. We had a feeling that, I don't even know, say like we somehow mishit the ball and they netted. We knew Husker Nation was going to be screaming for that ball, and so we were really grateful that they were in it the whole time.
So Nebraska heading back to the Final Four for the second year in a row. It'll be the third trip to the Final Four for three members of the Huskers senior class, including Lexi Rodriguez, Lindsey Krause, and Kennedy Orr. And here's a crazy one. 12th Final Four appearance for head coach John Cook in 25 years. Almost a trip to the national semifinal every other year. Just incredible what Nebraska's been able to do in the sport of volleyball. Covering the Huskers, Jake Bartecki on CN Sports Now.
And you can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com, click on the news tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. This is News Channel Nebraska.